Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode here of Banish the Doubt. I am George McNamara. I heard this from my good friend Tom Karen, uh, one of his subscribers to his channel, made this comment, and it's a quote that sticks with me, has stuck with me since I heard it, and it's a great, great, great quote. It is one I hope that you will take with you for the rest of your life. It simply goes like this: conditions are conditions, but I am. That simple quote really underscores everything. Whatever has taken place in your life is a condition, but it does not affect who you are at your core. This is why Jesus said to Caesar, "You have no power over me unless it came from my Father." He was referring to that higher consciousness, that I am, that is within all of us. Let me ask you, though, who is your Caesar? Who is the person that says to you, "Don't you understand I have the power to free you or to crucify you"? Who is that person in your life that you're giving that power to? Is it your spouse? Is it your boss? Is it a family member? Because I will submit to you right now, whomever that is in your life that you've been hanging on to as far as resentment, frustration, hate, anger towards, that is your Caesar. That is the person that has the power to crucify you or to set you free. You say, well, how can they set me free, George? I don't understand. You don't understand what they've done to me. Wayne Dyer has a great story about when he went to visit his father's grave. His father left his mother and him and his brothers when he was very young, and he was an orphan, Wayne. So he had this resentment inside of his body, this burning resentment. He hated his father. And the story goes he finally figured out where his father's grave was, because his father had died a young man and had nothing. And I think it was in Louisiana, or so, I forget where exactly it was. Anyway, he said he actually went there not to visit the grave, but to piss on the grave because he had such resentment. And when he got there, he said something came over him, and he sat there for hours weeping, and all that anger, all that emotion came out of him. And he actually told his father that he forgave his father because Wayne had gone through a lot of issues in his life, failed marriages, alcoholism, but he understood that that was his doing, not his father. So when you understand this, that the person or people in your life that you're holding on to, that resentment that you have for them, they are your Caesar. They have the ability to crucify you or to set you free. And how they set you free is by you setting yourself free. By saying, I am no longer I am. Conditions are conditions. This resentment, this anger, this frustration I have within inside of me is conditioned. It's conditioned within me. It's a program running within me because oftentimes, right, if you trace that back, you will find likewise in your genealogy, someone, your parents or sibling or somebody had a similar type of reaction to and an hanging on of a resentment. When you let that go, when you say, I am no longer going to carry this bag around with me, with this stone in it, I am setting myself free and therefore setting them free. When you do that, conditions are conditions, but I am choosing to live a life free of what I'm doing to myself. You're never doing it to them. You're only ever doing it to yourself. This is why they say there are no justified resentments, because the resentment, my friend, is a boomerang. You keep throwing it out and it keeps coming back and hitting you. And you throw it out again and it comes back and hits you just as hard. The harder you throw it, the harder the deeper and the more concrete, the deeper that resentment goes, the harder that boomerang comes back and hits you right in the face. And oftentimes, right, the resentment for the person will, how often does this happen? Manifest in others. Because, right, don't we say they are just like, fill in the blank? Conditions are conditions, but I am. Who are you? Who do you want to be? That is the mantra to carry with you from today forward. Conditions are conditions. I create them. Conditions are conditions, but I am. Who I am on the core never changes. And who I am at that core is love, is gratitude. I choose that. And when you choose that, man, oh man, your life, just like Wayne Dyer's, like he said, is going to change in miraculous ways. He said he felt this weight came off of him, leaving that cemetery. Is it not time for you to have this weight come off of you? Conditions are conditions, but I am.